Daruba girl. La 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 la, la 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 la.
It's time now for the Rescue Rewind by Stray Rescue of St. Louis, where underdogs are saved from the streets of St. Louis and given a second chance. Brought to you by Lauren Risley Realty. Now, here is the CEO, Cassidy Caldwell, and rescuer Donna Lockman of Stray Rescue.
We are Stray Rescue of St. Louis, a no-kill shelter in downtown St. Louis. We are thrilled to be here today to take over your airwaves for 1 hour a month to tell you all about the dogs that we rescue. The one thing that brings everyone together and unites everyone is your love for dogs and cats, your pets at home. You love them so much. And the dogs and cats that Stray rescues come in with stories. They all have such sometimes unbelievable stories. We rescue them from the streets of our city, bring them into our shelter, and there's no one really better to tell their stories than our CEO, Cassidy Caldwell, and our rescuer, Donna Lockman.
Hello, guys. We're super excited to be here. Bear with us. This is our first show. We're super excited. This is not our wheelhouse, guys. So, we're gonna be bobbing and weaving this first, and we're definitely more behind the scenes people. So we're super excited to be here.
Yep. Thank you so much, everybody, for checking us out on St. Louis Radio. So, take a listen and we'll talk to you about the animals of Stray Rescue.
So Stray Rescue of St. Louis, we actually just celebrated our 25th anniversary in December.
Absolutely.
So for a lot of people that aren't familiar with Stray Rescue, Cassidy, walk us through how Stray Rescue came to be what it is today.
Sure, absolutely. Stray Rescue has been changing the landscape of St. Louis for 25 years. We're going on 26 now. It was started in 1998 by Randy Graham, who's an amazing human. He literally started it with some hot dogs and a backpack. And he rescued in the city. And in 1998, it was definitely, we had more packs. We had a lot more strays, a lot more abandonment. And he saw a need.
Packs of dogs.
Packs of dogs, absolutely. And he saw a need. And it really, honestly, it started organically. And it grew and it grew and it grew. And he was the first to say, wow, this even got bigger than me. Like, this is, And, and he retired a few years ago. He is doing amazing things in Illinois on his own ranch. But it was a need in the community, and he's the one that stepped up. And we've literally saved over 50,000 animals within these past 25 years.
50,000.
50,000. And we definitely, we are a no-kill. We go above and beyond, which is what I believe has made us such a success, is we don't say no to any injury, to any medical issue, emotional issue, behavior issue. We put the work in because they deserve it.
So no matter how much, if a dog comes in hit by a car, their leg is broken, I mean, everyone knows that that's going to be extremely expensive. It might take a lot of time to rehabilitate them and get them into a loving home. What is that process like at Stray Rescue?
Well, first and foremost, we're able to save that animal and do everything needed because of our donors. Because I can put a plea out there and go, guys, this sweet baby, it deserves a chance. And St. Louis and people from around the world, and they step up. So, yes. And it can literally be anywhere from a $500 fix to I have to send them to an orthopedic specialist, and it's a $15,000. But they deserve every single chance, and we give it to them.
And then they go on to loving homes.
Loving homes. They go to foster. They get adopted. Absolutely. Whether it takes them a week to heal, 6 months to heal, a year to heal. Absolutely. They become family. Yep.
And we're actually just kind of the first part of their journey, so to speak. I mean, we have, once they come in, you've got our amazing vet staff that takes care of them medically. And then we have training staff that works with them emotionally while they're there. And that can be simple things from teaching them how to walk on a leash to separation anxiety to whatever. And then we couldn't do what we do without amazing fosters as well that take the time to take these dogs into their home, and cats, to take them into their home and teach them what it's like to be in a home. So many of these animals have never been inside, so everything is new to them, from walking through a doorway to different textures on the floor to your refrigerator when it kicks on, or your heat or air conditioning when it kicks on. I mean, everything is scary and new to so many of these animals. So it's definitely a village of people that work with these animals to prepare them for a forever family and to live out their life in a home and not out on the street.
And we find them in the scariest, saddest places. They're just living all by themselves, scrounging for food.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I think that's why it's so important if people have a chance and have an opportunity to do a ride along with Donna. I mean, it's definitely eye-opening, just the videos we post and the photos we post and just the emotional, sweet comments we get from people that they can't believe the animals live like that, and then you go out on the streets and you're just like, wow, but Donna's out there every day, all day, all day.
And we post these rescue videos on our social media pages, and you might follow us and have seen some of them, but you've seen Donna in action on the streets. And a lot of what we want to do on the show is sort of talk about those rescues that maybe you've seen the video of, but give you some more behind the scenes details that didn't fit into a 3-minute video, because there's a lot that goes into saving these babies on the street that are living all alone.
There's so much. And we're eventually, we're going to have our vet come in and chat with you guys. We're going to have our vet techs. We're going to have our trainers. I mean, just the amount of people that make what we do every single day happen is amazing. So, yes. So we're going to open up, lines of communication between the whole entire shelter and you guys. Yeah.
And if you have questions at home that you'd like us to read and talk about on our next show, you can go to strayrescue.org/on-air. And you can ask questions to Cassidy and Donna about specific rescues. Ask how dogs are doing that you may have fallen in love with on our social media sites. And we'll be so happy to go over all of that in person with you.
Absolutely. I do kind of want to get some of the stories going, because I know this is why most people are here. Every single dog that we bring in is a warrior to us, and cat, right? Because they've been through stuff that we couldn't even imagine. Some, though, are major warriors or superheroes, because they really come in. I mean, they've done a lot of battle on the street. I kind of want to get Donna on this last week. Oh, Paulie, the world fell in love with Paulie. So, Donna, can you just kind of go down the road, how that happened, that story?
Yeah, I do want to just say something before I get into that, though. I mean, Cassidy talked about these dogs. They are truly the warriors in this scenario. I mean, we as the people behind Stray Rescue get the credit for what's happening out there or whatever, but these animals are the true warriors.
And you're absolutely right, Donna, they are. And the simple fact that they can still love and wag their tails, I'm amazed and floored every single day.
Yeah, the fact that they're so forgiving, and I mean, we all speak of unconditional love, and it couldn't be any more true than that. I mean, some of them, it takes a little longer to figure that out, but they eventually do. And for us that see them when they come in, to then see them in a loving home, like we talk about, like laying on somebody's couch, when you see them so comfortable and happy and like sleeping their first good sleep for forever, probably. It's just, you look at that and you're like, yes, that is why we do what we do.
Yeah, because they've slept with one eye open for some of them years.
Right.
Some of them their entire life. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Their entire life.
Yep.
And then, a lot of people wonder, if you get a dog off the street, would they make a good pet? And then you just show them a little bit of love and they melt.
They make the best pet.
They just melt.
They have gratitude.
They're absolutely
They have
the
gratitude
best.
and grace.
Yeah.
Yeah. They know.
They understand that they are being given that chance.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yes.
So we can talk a little bit about the rescues. Cassidy wanted to bring up Paulie.
I mean, he's just a hunk.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, he definitely
he's a good-looking boy.
He had a lot. Still has a lot of medical needs, and
Right.
if we didn't have our vet, Dr. Schultz, who just blows it out of the water, let me say. But anyway, sorry, he's just my hunk of the week. So yes, go ahead, Donna.
That's what we're gonna have to add. That
The hunk of the week.
we're gonna have to have that on the
Actually,
show. The hunk of the week.
The hunk of the week. Yes.
So yeah, Paulie. Many of our rescues come from Good Samaritans giving us a call and saying, this animal showed up, or I saw this animal, or however they come upon the animal.
Or a lot of times you drive around and you
see-
track a lot of dogs that are living on the street that
Yeah.
need help too.
Right, exactly.
Well, Donna's out there 7 days a week. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Donna, but you're out there 7 days a week. So she tracks these animals sometimes for days, sometimes for months to be able to get them. So okay.
Yeah, so for Paulie, he showed up on somebody's porch, and the woman could tell that he was injured. He didn't want to get up. She could see the swelling in his face. So she gave us a call, and when we got there, he was all curled up on her porch, just like she said, and he was a sweetheart right from the bat. Right from the start. He, as I kind of approached, I didn't really even have to try to give him my famous Vienna sausages or anything. He did get up and he approached me, and you could see right away that his face was all swollen on one side. He had a really large gash on that side. So it was pretty obvious that he'd been in a fight, and most likely on the losing end of that fight. His face was already very infected, and that's where all the swelling and abscesses come from. So he was very, very sweet, though. He let me put a leash on him. We got him in the Jeep and took him right to the vet clinic, and they sedate him and clean out the wounds, and have to, sometimes they have to cut away some of the tissue.
He had a lot of necrotic tissue
He did.
already.
Lots of dead tissue.
Yeah, which, that I think sometimes people don't understand how dangerous that infection can get to these guys. Sometimes the infection is bad enough that it gets through their system and they go septic, and it makes it very, very difficult to treat. But our vet staff, Dr. Schultz, and all of our techs are very, very qualified and compassionate, and they jump right in when we come in with these guys. So
They're truly a MASH unit. They really are.
Yeah.
Because we can call them, and she can be in the middle of something, and seriously, within 60 seconds, it becomes a trauma center.
they're very good at
Yeah.
switching gears.
Yeah,
for sure.
God love them.
For sure, yeah.
Some days they're probably like, really, do I have
They're
to
like,
switch
"Oh, God, here she
18 gears
comes
today?"
again. Right.
But no, they really become a MASH unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So,
Well, and I know on Paulie's rescue, so you said when we put him in the Jeep and bring him to the trauma center, we call that his freedom ride. And a lot of times we see such amazing personality traits come out on their freedom ride. He didn't want to sit in the back of the Jeep. He was like, I'm going to drive this car. I'm going to sit on your lap.
Right.
And
I know I have help, so move
Right.
over. I can drive. Mhm.
yeah, Donna was driving, and I gave him a big kiss, which a lot of people think it's weird to kiss a dog. Maybe you just got off the street that's dirty and stinky and wounded. And he looked at me so, like, it made me so emotional because he looked at me like, you just kissed me. And then he looked me in the eyes and he just started licking my face and wouldn't stop. It was the sweetest thing. He was like, I am so ready for this love. This is all I've wanted.
yeah, and so many times too, the dogs are super fearful on the street, so it takes just a little bit to get them. But then once they're in the Jeep, it's just amazing to me how they know that that's a sudden safe, like a safe zone. Some have actually, they're giving you a little bit of trouble leashing them up or whatever, but you open up the back of the Jeep and some of them jump right in like, hell yeah, let's get out of here.
Absolutely.
And And
I
others,
heard about this rescue Jeep. It's here
Right.
for me today.
The Jeep is here. The Jeep is here.
This is the lady that says, let's go bye-bye. Want to go bye-bye. Yes, I do want to go bye-bye.
Yes. What took you
I'm
so
out.
long?
Yeah,
I've been
exactly.
checking my watch. What took you so long?
So it's time for our first break. We'll be back to talk more about Paulie, more rescues that we've gotten over the last few weeks. Thank you so much to Lauren Risley Real Estate for sponsoring this for us and making the show possible so that you can learn more about stray rescue. And we'll be right back.
And now back to the Rescue Rewind with Stray Rescue of St. Louis, CEO Cassidy Caldwell, and rescuer Donna Luckman on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hello, guys. Welcome back to the first Stray Rescue Show. Oh my God, our knees are shaking. So we do want to continue the amazing story about Paulie and sort of the twist you had, Donna, as you were heading back. What happened?
So it's always a little strange as you're coming back. If you see another dog, you're never really quite sure, how the dogs are going to be in the Jeep together. So it's always a little scary. But we were on our way back with Paulie, and down one of the side streets, we saw another dog walking, and she looked from a distance like she could either be pregnant or nursing puppies. So we did a quick U-E and went down the street. We didn't see her at first, but then kind of tracked her to this alleyway. And so I parked the Jeep, and Natalie actually sat in the Jeep with Paulie while I went to kind of check it out. And we were at this abandoned, like, warehouse kind of building. And there was sort of a lower level, main level, and then an additional third floor. But I wasn't quite sure at first where it looked like she could have gone because there was a lot of trash and tires piled up, kind of leading down. It was a little bit of a ravine, so to speak, to get down to the lower level. And then there was kind of an upside on the other and a field. And I didn't see her running in the field, so wasn't really sure where she might have gone. So I kind of made my way through the, it looked like an obstacle course of tires, as you're doing the side to side in the tires. But I went down there. There didn't appear to be much on the lower level, some abandoned cars and that kind of stuff. So I didn't really see her, but I noticed a set of steps. And as I got up the steps, you could kind of see the second floor was open. And there she was laying in pretty much the middle of the room. There was a blanket there, and she was just laying on the blanket. She kind of looked at me. And I actually, for some strange reason, only had one leash with me at the time, and it was on Paulie in the Jeep. So I had to go back to the Jeep to try to get something to try to get her with.
Because we couldn't leave her.
Yeah, there was no way. I could tell from the distance I was even seeing her with her all curled up. I could see her hip bones, so I knew that she was skinny, and there was no way that we were going to leave this dog there. So I ran back to the Jeep real quick, and when I got back, I didn't see her at first, but then I heard her barking. So I realized that floor she was on was actually the level of the outside. So she went through the open door. I
and
heard
the
her
floors in that building.
Oh yeah, they were a little thin.
You made me a nervous
you
wreck
could
daily,
say.
FYI.
But so you had
absolutely.
to be a little careful about where you were walking. But I heard her barking at me, and then I could see her out the windows, and she sort of took off down the street then. So ran back to the Jeep, got the Jeep so that we could sort of track her. And anyway, we spotted her again, kind of in this open field, just sitting there. So I got out, kind of gave her a wide berth, and just started tossing Vienna sausages in her direction. And you do have to be a little careful about that, too. You kind of have to toss and not throw at, because when they, when you throw them too hard, the dogs think you're throwing things at them. So anyway, I sort of tossed some Vienna sausages, and she was instantly interested in those. So I did get her to walk up to me and kind of just put a pile on the ground and she let me leash her up. She was a little tentative at first, but she was one that by the time I got to the Jeep with her, she literally jumped in the back when I opened it up. So
in her face, Donna.
Oh my God.
I mean, they're
And
all
she was-
beautiful. They're all adorable. I mean,
She had these big eyes.
oh, but the way she just looked up at you.
And some of them, their eyes just, they pierce you when you look into them. I mean, you literally do almost see into their souls. And, you know, we talk about kind of the dead look in their eyes when we rescue them, and then the difference in their eyes, you know, a week or two later, there's the brightness and just that life. You can see the life coming back to these guys. So, but anyway, thankfully at that point, it was a short trip back to the shelter because we now had 2 dogs in the Jeep that had never met each other.
When we have 2
And-
different rescues in the car, it is so nerve-wracking.
Well, Paulie at least got to sit on Natalie's lap the whole way back, and we just kind of secured Dodie to the back, and yeah,
we named her Dodie because the name of the street she was on.
Yeah, it was Dodier, I think.
Yes,
So-
and a lot of our names, they do come from
Oh yeah.
the streets, or they come because maybe Donna found one of them laying on a Serta bed.
That's
or
probably
like-
one
We
of
don't
our
get any
most
money from
common
Serta.
questions.
Sorry, but
Or like-
yeah, but
or like
totally.
Kirby, who was on the curb
Because
side.
we rescue thousands of animals every single year, and we can never repeat a name because they go into our system.
Absolutely. So that's why sometimes they come in. And last week, the vet tech named one of them Sweet Angel Butt from Heaven, I think was in it, which I love. I think it was
something-
fabulous. Something like that. But some of the names are hysterical. They're awesome.
When
Yes.
you want to adopt a dog, you usually want to choose your own name anyway.
Oh, absolutely. Or if you want to keep Angel Butt from Heaven, I think that's great too. So I'm just saying, absolutely. But that's where
right.
some of our names, if you hear our stories and you're like, where in the world? Because we are pulling them out of everywhere in the world.
Yeah,
Yes.
most of them.
Yeah.
Most of them are a little strange, but
Dodie got adopted,
we have
though.
to. She's in foster.
Foster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
She
Okay,
went to foster pretty fast.
Oh, yeah.
Her foster
Yeah.
mom puts her in little onesies because
course.
she doesn't like to take her to the park and people see how skinny she is because she doesn't want people to think she has done
Aw.
anything. She's helping this dog. So she puts her in a onesie and they go walk in the park together, and she's gaining weight slowly through Blue Buffalo food. Our food sponsor is Blue Buffalo. They're so good to us.
Oh, we're so grateful.
Oh man, we
my
are
gosh.
absolutely so grateful
We,
for them.
they help us keep our doors open by feeding us. Absolutely,
Yeah.
we do have
Oh
to
yeah.
say that.
Well, with
For
so
sure.
many
Yeah.
dogs, because they sponsor food for us for our shelter dogs, our fosters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's everything. So we could not be more grateful to them for their support of our
Right.
shelter.
And so when you do want to foster a dog, walk us through if someone was maybe interested in helping us, because our shelter is full, beyond full.
Sadly, we're always full. We are at like max capacity right now. I mean, I actually have a few dogs in crates, which I don't like to do. But when I'm getting phone calls every day of, injured dogs and stuff, we're not
It's
gonna
hard to
leave 'em
look
there.
away.
Right.
not
we
gonna
don't
leave 'em
wanna-
there.
We don't want to say
You know?
no for sure.
But
Yeah.
I'm able, each foster that walks in our door that takes a dog, then I can take another dog. Donna can go on that phone call. Honestly, it's so easy to be a foster. Go on strayrescue.org. You fill out a little application, then we call you. We see what you're interested in, and we give you everything you need. Like literally, you show up to the shelter, we're going to give you what animal fits you, and we give you the towels, the blankets, the beds, the food, the medicine. We will walk you through the whole entire process.
We do all of the vet appointments.
everything.
It doesn't
Right.
cost anything.
It doesn't cost
And
you
all
a
we
dime.
ask of you is to take that animal in and show that animal what love is like and what it's like to be in a home, and with puppies to sort of help in additional or early, like potty training and leash training. And we have all of the resources at our shelter to help you with anything that you might need. So for training, any questions that you have, any medical questions, we have the resources to help you with that.
It literally only costs you love.
Right.
That's it. That's the only thing that costs you. Maybe a little bit of patience sometimes.
And
Just
your-
like you got
and a
kids,
little bit of your time.
whatever.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Financially, it's not a burden on our fosters.
Oh, no, no,
All
no.
of that is on Stray Rescue. So
Yes.
And you can
yes.
foster an adult dog, an adult cat, puppies,
Mm-hmm.
kittens. You can be a medical foster, so you can take home.
hospice fosters, those are tough.
Yeah.
It takes a special person to be able to do the hospice
It
fosters
definitely
when
takes
when we get an animal in that's sick and close to end of life. We want that animal to be able to experience love in a home, and for those people that have taken those animals in, and they may have them for a couple days or a couple weeks, maybe a month or two or whatever, but it's tough because you know that you're not going to have that animal very long, but you are going to transition them from being outside and on the streets to loving and then on to the Rainbow Bridge. It's
and
hard.
they get dignity before
Yes.
they go.
It's
Absolutely.
a special group of people that
Yep.
do that. Special, and we have the most gratitude for them. I mean, a special group of people. Yeah, but every single foster that leaves every day, it opens up a spot. It saves another life.
And we're filling spots. I know when I first started at Stray Rescue many years ago,
Mm-hmm.
a dog would get adopted and their apartment would stay empty for days or even a week at a time, and it was always so exciting because you would see that dog got adopted. And I've noticed recently, as soon as a dog is adopted, we will fill that apartment in less than 5 minutes.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Sadly, right now I have them in crates, so as soon as one leaves an apartment, it goes right in that apartment. We are seeing an upswing on strays again. Donna's even seen a couple packs. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure, but yeah, I have over 500 fosters in my system right now. I mean, literally, we can't do what we do without
and
our foster
sadly, even
program.
with that many, we still need more.
I could have 6,000 fosters, and I'm afraid it wouldn't be enough.
Yeah.
That's the bigger picture here. So yeah.
Because
So-
people are treating man's best friend, even with all the educational materials out there and so many
Absolutely.
resources, there's still the people that don't think they have any resources. And
Exactly. And we will definitely do segments on that. I mean, we have a spay and neuter bus. I mean, I put people in our shelter in place program. I will alter for free all day long at Stray Rescue. But there's a lot of dynamics in that, and we will have a show on that one day.
There's definite
Mhm.
definite things that we can talk about to help out.
if you have questions that you would like us to talk about, go to strayrescue.org/on-air. And thank you, Lauren Risley Real Estate, for sponsoring this. We will be right back.
La 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 la.
And now back to the Rescue Rewind with Stray Rescue of St. Louis, CEO Cassidy Caldwell, and rescuer Donna Luckman on the Big 550 KTRS.
Hello, guys. So we're back for the last part of our show. I hope it wasn't too much of a train wreck. We're trying. Just stick with us. We'll get better, I promise. I do want to touch on a little bit about how I say the importance of spay and neuter. I would like Donna to kind of talk about a rescue about 2 sweet babies and that she just found. Unicorn and Glitter.
Yep.
Yep.
So just initially, the call was about a pack of dogs actually living in a house that had burned. And so when I got there, I didn't really see anybody in the house. There wasn't a super easy way for them to get in. So anyway, they didn't end up. I didn't end up seeing any dogs in the house. But as I was kind of looking around, a couple dogs were cutting across this field, and as they got closer, I could see the one was definitely pregnant, and the one that was with her was. I wasn't sure if she was currently pregnant, but she had definitely had many litters of puppies, and you can kind of tell that when the females, their boobs hang down low. I mean, they just look like they've been nursed on multiple times. Both of these girls were a little timid. We ended up naming them Unicorn and Glitter. So Unicorn was pregnant when we got her. And she actually just had her litter of 10 puppies. So
We got her just in time.
yeah,
Absolutely.
we did.
And she'll never have to do it again after
Yep,
this.
last time.
This is harsh, but this is how a lot of people they make their money. I mean, these poor dogs are bred to death. So when they come to us and they realize, I never have to do this again, I can just be a dog, you can see it in their face.
To elaborate on that too, I mean, so a lot of these dogs, you know, a female will go into heat. I believe they can actually go into their first heat at like 6, 7, 8 months.
Absolutely.
So they're puppies themselves. So you've
Babies
got
having babies.
Babies
right.
having
So you've
babies.
got babies having babies. So what is kind of cool sometimes when you get one of these dogs that's young like that and they're pregnant already, once they're done with that litter of puppies and we know they never have to do it again, to see that puppiness come out in those dogs and to see them just play and learn how to have toys and just everything that's available to them as an actual puppy, it's just really, again, you look at that and it's like, that's why we do what we do. But so back to Unicorn and Glitter. Unicorn was definitely pregnant. Glitter was a bit more skittish, so I ended up actually having to use a humane trap to get her. Both were very hungry, so it made both aspects of that rescue easy. But Unicorn, again, she had her 10 puppies, and we'll never have to do that again.
And none of those puppies
Glitters.
will.
Yeah, right. And none of the puppies
None of
will.
the
That's
puppies will.
exactly right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that happens a lot too, where you get generations of these dogs on the street where, you know, mama has puppies and then those puppies have puppies. And yeah, it's just kind of a never ending cycle. So it is really nice to put an end to some of those cycles. Glitter did not end up being pregnant. She got spayed. And so whatever puppy she had in the past, she will never have to do as well. She needs a bit more on the emotional healing side, but she is getting that.
Well, just looking at their faces, you guys can see pictures of them on our page, strayrescue.org/on-air. When you looked at their faces in their picture, you can tell they've just been through it.
Right.
They were exhausted. They just looked like
exhausted.
Well, and sadly too, so many of these dogs, when they come in, they look like they're, you know, middle-aged or older dogs, and it's sometimes hard to tell how old they actually are. We gauge that kind of by their teeth, but some of them, you know, when they've had to eat the trash that's on the street, you know, it messes with their teeth, so it makes it a little difficult to tell. But for the most part, these dogs are never very old. Most of the dogs are never very old when we get them, so they've just had such a rough start to life. It's nice that they finally get to be just dogs and relax and play and sleep and enjoy what, you know, a dog as a family member should be able to enjoy.
Absolutely. And it has been puppy palooza here lately. I think last week we just took 50 puppies. Like, I mean, just in 1 week, as well as the mothers we have in foster that, you know, are having litters.
And
So-
we have had specific foster classes, or I guess classes is what we
absolutely
want to call
classes, yeah.
them, for puppy people that are interested. If you think you're interested in doing puppies, we do have specific foster classes for that. And again, an endless supply of people that can answer questions for you. If you have any questions about any type of fostering, you know, we're all happy to help. Most of us, if not all of us, have fostered before.
Oh,
so,
absolutely. Well, and foster failed. Hello.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
my problem. But yes,
That's
absolutely.
another whole
That's
show
a whole
on
other
its own.
show. We can have a whole show
for
on
people
foster
that have never
failing.
heard the term foster
Foster-
fail. What is that?
Well, you're supposed to be a foster and bring them in and give them love and time and patience, which I did. But then you're supposed to work your applications and find them a new home, which I didn't do. I adopted myself. So that's how we have a few in our house are definitely foster fails. Actually, my partner said, don't bring a foster. The next time you bring a foster, just name him foster fail and let's just call it a day because the dog's never leaving. I'm like, fair enough. I know. So I got to give props, though. Our adoption team is amazing. They will work with you through every single process.
Our matchmakers.
They're matchmakers. And our puppy coordinator, Jordan, JORDAN at strayrescue.org. Would love to hear from you if you want to foster puppies. I got to always hit people up for puppies because sadly we have so many right now. So many.
We never want to turn down the puppies because as hard as it is to see what these adults have been through on the street, it just breaks our hearts to know that puppies start their lives in such horrible situations. And again, that's going to help end the cycle. If we can pull these puppies, get them healthy, and spay and neuter them all, then that helps break the cycle of the strays that are out there, adding to the stray dog problem. And kitties.
And kitties, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said earlier, we do have a spay and neuter bus. We go out into the community every month. I mean, if you know better, you do better. And that's what we're doing. You know, again, I tell people all the time, if you can't afford a spay or neuter, then give us a call. You know, yeah. But we've got to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So if you'd like to foster, volunteer, donate, you can become a monthly donor. Do all of that at our website, strayrescue.org. We're located in downtown St. Louis. You don't have to have an appointment. You can come see us anytime, meet with our matchmakers, see if you're ready to adopt or if you'd like to start the fostering journey. We would absolutely love to meet you in person. Strayrescue.org/on-air is where you can see the faces of all of the sweet babies we've talked about today. You can see Paulie's rescue video, Dodie's rescue. You can see Unicorn and Glitter and the sweet babies that Unicorn just had last weekend. So you can check it all out there. We'll have links to everything that we talked about today as well. Again, we just want to thank Lauren Risley Real Estate for her friendship, her support over the years. She sponsors our events, helps the dogs that we rescue. She'll fall in love with them and help us get whatever they need. So we really appreciate everything she does for us.
Yeah, and go to our page, guys, and ask questions for the next show. I'm super excited about that component because I think you guys are going to ask us stuff that we're like, oh my gosh, that was 6 months ago, but I remember that dog. That dog was amazing. Let's talk about that dog. I mean, sadly, we see this every day, all day. So we'll be like, that dog was 9 months ago, but let's talk about where he's at now and what she's doing now or what they're doing now. So please go and ask us questions. We can't wait. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, thanks. We would love to hear from you and send in your questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Again, the website is strayrescue.org/on-air.
She's Daruba girl. La 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 la.
You've been listening to the Rescue Rewind by Stray Rescue of St. Louis. Come adopt, volunteer, or foster. Located at 2320 Pine Street in downtown St. Louis. This week's show was brought to you by Lauren Risley Realty. Online at strayrescue.org.